Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Wednesday. It is the first day of March 2023. I hope that you're safe and healthy today on this Wednesday, otherwise known as Hump Day, and that your family is safe and healthy, and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, along with the first responders, who every day are saving lives, and those also that pick up garbage for us to keep streets and sidewalks clean, and those in houses and parks and roads clean also, those that make deliveries for our convenience, and the men and women also that are out here rescuing, helping recover, to restore the teenagers and children, victims of child molestation and pedophilia, the victims also of pornography, child pornography, prostitution, child prostitution, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators, double curses upon the profiteers, double curses upon the perverts who create this industry and hurt children and people. Finally, blessings upon the homeless. There are nearly 600,000 men, women, and mostly children living on the streets right now of the United States, and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. There's a basketball game scheduled tonight at 7:30. The New York Knicks will be taking on the Brooklyn Nets in Madison Square Garden. Again, cannot be overstated that the importance of every single game from this point until the playoffs. Right now, the Knicks are sitting in a very strong position. They are one game ahead of Brooklyn in the East for the fifth playoff seed, sitting by themselves in fifth. They are 2.5 games above Miami, who's in the seventh seed, and they are actually 4.5 games above Atlanta, who's in the eighth seed. It's not over, obviously. Every game, again, is very important, including this one. So right now, Brooklyn is really they're wounded. I mean, we already know they lost Kevin Durant. We already know they lost Kyrie Irving. Ben Simmons is out tonight, knee injury. He's been an enigma. His first couple of seasons in Philadelphia, it looked like he was going to be a Hall of Fame type player. He really did. But then all of a sudden, after the playoffs, the last playoffs he played in with Philadelphia, he's just been messed up ever since, both mentally and physically. Hopefully he recovers. He's still a young man. Based on the All-NBA defense and All-NBA that he got the big contract, which he is still getting paid on. But he has not been producing at anywhere near the level that he had been in his first couple of seasons. And Philly has had a very rough NBA career. He's going to be out. Edwin Sumner, who has been also a Nick killer. I had never even heard of this kid, and he was hitting big threes against us, big shots against us in every game we played them this season. He's out, personal reasons. Yuta Watanabe, also, he wasn't sure. Coach, he's day to day. So at this point, not only do they miss their two big guns that are gone, but they're missing a lot of other players as well. But of course, this is the type of game that can be a trap game, right? What does that mean, a trap game? That means a game you take lightly. It's a game you take your opponent lightly, and they come to play, and they beat you. That's this type of game. The thing is, trap games happen to every team in the NBA, but nobody wants them to happen in March when you're trying to vie for a playoff position. See? So this is what you cannot afford. It could happen in November, it could happen in December, it could happen even in January. But once you get to March and it's time for you to solidify your playoff position, you cannot have trap games. And actually, to be honest with you, the good teams don't. At this point, the good teams don't. And the New York Knicks generally don't, because Tom Thibodeau doesn't allow it. Okay? He's going to have his players ready to go. So you're still going to have a starting lineup of Spencer Dinwiddie. There's a lot of hate between the Knicks fan base and Spencer Dinwiddie. Been like that a long time. With him. And then you got Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Nick Claxton. Nice team. They got a nice starting five. Then they still got Seth Curry, Cam Thomas, Joe Harris, Royce O'Neal coming off the bench. So they still are very, solid team, very solid team. So we cannot take them lightly. It's going to be in Madison Square Garden. Mikal Bridges is going to be looking to go off. I mean, he had 45 last week. He's going to be looking to go off in the Garden, playing against his Villanova brothers. So this is going to be good. Cam Johnson, Nick Killer from Phoenix. He scored like 38 on us last year. That was last year when Julius Randle had a bad episode, and so that cost us that game. So Dorian Finney-Smith, and again, solid power forward from Dallas. They got good players. So between the players that the Brooklyn Nets got from Dallas and the players they got from the Suns, they got some solid pieces. And so then, of course, they still got Day'Ron Sharpe coming in behind Nick Claxton at the 5. Nick Claxton, I underestimated. He does a lot. He really is talented. They got a good one with him. Sort of like what the Knicks got with Mitchell Robinson. So it's going to be, I expect a dog fight again. But to be quite honest with you, if I'm going to be real with you, the Knicks are just a better team. Just a better team. Better team, been together longer, got more talent right now. They just are a better team. Dorian Finney-Smith is a really good player, solid player. He's not Julius Randle, okay? I'm expecting the Cameron Johnson, R.J. Barrett matchup to be basically a draw. Same with Mikal Bridges and Quentin Grimes, because Quentin Grimes and Mikal Bridges, both high-level defenders. I'm expecting that to be a draw. Spencer Dinwiddie cannot guard Jalen Brunson, period. But Jalen Brunson cannot guard Spencer Dinwiddie. And although Spencer Dinwiddie is a solid player, he is not Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson is a straight assassin. So I'm going to give the edge to Brunson on that. I'm always going to give the edge to Mitch Rob. Claxton's a nice young player, but he's not Block Ness. So I'm going with Mitch Rob on this one. And Mitch Rob is on a mission after the All-Star break. And not only that now, they have Seth Curry, tremendous shooter. Cam Thomas, tremendous shooter. Joe Harris, tremendous shooter on their bench. But we got the defense. And we got also Obi. So we got Obi, quick, because we got Josh Hart, coming off the bench. And then there's Hartenstein. So I like our chances there. I'm expecting the Knicks to have a good chance to win this game. Have a good chance, a strong possibility of winning this game. I don't want to predict anything because then we get in trouble. But strong possibility. They're the better team. We're playing in the Garden. The Knicks are now playing very well in the Garden. And so Brooklyn's coming off the second night of back-to-back. They lost to Milwaukee last night in Brooklyn. And so let's go from there, okay? So we get this win. If the Knicks can pull this one out, they'd end up being 10 games over 500, 37-27, okay? Solidly in the 5th spot. If they win this game against Brooklyn, they will have 2 games up on Brooklyn, okay? And that's a nice, strong position to be in at this point, coming into this next part of the schedule here with Miami and Boston coming up. So they're in a good position right now. I like the way we're doing. The Knicks are 8-2 in their last 10. One of the hottest teams in the NBA right now because they won 6 straight. Milwaukee is the hottest team in the NBA, having won 15 straight. 15 straight, Milwaukee. And so, but the Knicks, outside of that, Milwaukee, the Knicks are the hottest teams in the NBA right now. Charlotte has won 5 straight. So you can't sleep on them. But then again, LaMelo Ball just broke his ankle and he's out for the season. So the Knicks are in a very strong position, having won 6 straight, 8-2 in their last 10. So we're really in a good spot right now. And the Knicks have been rolling since we got Josh Hart at the end of the 2 games before the All-Star break. They've been coming out strong then. And then Mitchell Robinson coming back after the All-Star break. Yeah, I'm expecting the Knicks to continue their rampage today. This is gonna be a good game, but I'm expecting the Knicks to continue their rampage today. So, looking forward to a good game. Looking forward to a nice evening for the Knicks. Hopefully nobody gets hurt, and I think we'll be all right. I think Julius Randle is going to be the deciding factor here. There's nobody. I mean, Dorian Finney-Smith is good. He can't guard Julius Randle, and he's good. Dorian Finney-Smith is a good, solid 4. Really is on both ends of the ball, especially defensively. He really is good. But even he, one-on-one against our friend, our problem child, Julius Randle, Juju, He can't do nothing with him. So I'm expecting Juju to be the difference maker. If Juju comes out hot today in the first quarter, it should be a nice night for the Knicks. But even if he doesn't, I'm expecting a nice night for the Knicks. So anyway, y'all enjoy your Wednesday. We'll talk to you soon. Be safe out there. Sure.